Hi everyone, I'm Echoes and I'm a VTuber, and I'll be going over episode 11 of Gundam, Wish from Mercury. So before I actually go into that, I just want to say two things real quick. So first thing is Merry Christmas everyone. Thanks for, if you've been watching my reactions since earlier reactions, thank you so much for sticking around for so long. And I hope that you all have wonderful holidays, spending time with your family, getting presents, or even if you don't celebrate Christmas, do have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I'll be spending time with my family later today, so I'm really looking forward to that. And the second thing is, I think recently on Twitter there have been rumors of Wish from Mercury dealing with major production issues. There's actually this tweet that I may link later about how one Witch from Mercury episode requires 13,000 cuts that are incomplete. So I'm a little bit concerned about that because I don't know if it's actually referring to episode 12 or it's referring to the second season. Regardless, it's a lot of work. So yeah, because in recent episodes, me and my brother have been noticing some like minor production issues, whether it's off model, characters, or things looking a little stiff, or things just looking just a little off. It's not overly noticeable because they managed to cover up relatively well, but just something to be aware of for future episodes. All right, and now let's get back to the episode now. So in the beginning, we pretty much see Suletta feeling really down. She's currently just questioning her role in the ship. She's like thinking like, she's trying to make herself useful, right? Because she doesn't feel that she's useful to Miorine, and respectively because of that, she feels useless to everyone else. So she finds herself just trying to prove her worth, like helping other people, supporting her friends in some way, that kind of thing. So she does a lot of these menial tasks that other people don't really feel like doing in order to feel more like worth it. And this girl notices that, and she says, "Miss Suletta surely is wound up." While Choo Choo says, "Oh, she's just excited to see Ariel," which is not the case. I mean, partially it is the case, yeah, but it's not relevant here. And the other girl's like, "You think so?" And there's that sense of doubt. Yeah, here she says, let's see, she has to work hard, trying to fix it, otherwise I'll. And she's like definitely seeing a lot of things the wrong way. And also you see on a side note, Miorine is asking Nika in order to help take over Belmeria's responsibilities, because they're both like, you know, the mechanics or tech people. And she's like, "Oh, you have a lot of faith in me, do you?" Oh yeah, and then next we get the opening. There's actually a small important bit. I noticed it when we were watching it. Was that let's look for it here. So here we get the screen, the shot of. Let's see. Let me go back a second. Oh, so we don't get Prospera and Delling at all. Like they were in the opening in this section, but now we get Sophie, who's on the left, and then we get, what's her name? Norea. I had some notes on the right, and they're piloting the Earth and Thorn Lifrith versions, because they're getting their proper like, I guess they're continuing to be important to the plot, so they're both introduced here. So that's actually a very subtle nod to their major introduction here. And also the fact that Prospera and Delling are away may mean something. It's hard to say. Then Suletta's still trying to be helpful, but she's like really not feeling it. Oh yeah, this part's important. This part I'm not really sure why it's important, but it seems to be. it seems that Quiet Zero is coming along well. It seems to be some sort of secret project. One second, there's actually an important thing on the top of the screen. See, so you see that there's this box, right, that says 89%. It's hard to see what that is, whether it's completion rate or it's like a battery or something, but it feels like that little box thing may be hinting at something because it's so specifically there. And the percentage probably is important. What I think it is that something involving is some sort of AI project that will allow mobile suits to be properly controlled only by AI without human pilots, is what I think it is, but it's hard to say. That's why the zero part is there, as in 0 humans. But anyway, seems Quiet Zero. It's some sort of secret project that Prospera knows about. He brought Gundam here so you can confirm it. Why? Didn't you later? Prospera, like, what does a Gundam have to do with it, though? And then you see that Lady Prospera introduces herself as Elnora Samaya. So it looks like because she's able to freely reveal her name and say, oh, just call me by my actual name, it looks like she and Delling have some sort of deal going on in the background. So that Delling is aware of her identity. And she also mentions that Ariel's permit score reached 6, which is rather impressive. And Gundam Arm has served as good camouflage for her activities or whatever. And then she's trying to pull out something from her jacket. And then Delling's bodyguards like reveal what you're pulling, because he probably thinks it's a gun, right? It's some sort of weapon. But in reality, it's not. Even though it's more than 20 years, you're still afraid of witches, right? And what she provides is instead a flash drive. Keep in mind that she also gave flash drive to Guel's father earlier in the series. So it's some sort of... So here's... I guess what it is that it's the Ariel's data that she's providing. It's not just any AI's data. And with it, Quiet Zero can proceed to its final stage. So something involving AI, at the very least. It's hard to confirm what exactly it is. And also Delling says, right now, it's still my project. So maybe he feels a sort of ownership over it. Even if Elnor's kind of butting herself in and getting her involved. And she's like, of course it is. But, or it could be a cover where it's like, on the surface, it's Delling's project, but in reality, it's Elnor's work. So it could be something like that. So she definitely has something planned going on. Some sort of... And then you see the mercenaries are taking over the patrol ship. And then you see Jaturk is piping in. He's like, why are you using Jaturk mobile suits? Because, you know, he is a Jaturk, so he knows. Outdated, but they're not something that can be easily obtained. And then also something important here as well is that you see this guy. His name is... I forgot his name. But the head of the terrorist group, he's like noticing that Guel is actually important because the other guys didn't know, as you could tell. They're like, we're just transporting suits and like we got attacked. We don't even know what these things are, right? But this guy realizes like, oh, this kid is important, so we should do something about him. Whether he actually decides to kill him or hold him hostage, I don't know. But regardless, he notices at the very least. And then you see Sophie being a bit more violent here. She's like the wild one between the two orphans and pilots. So she's quite a spunky young lady. And then you see that the captain is trying to surrender the ship and protect his employees, but all the guy wants is to sort of go in without being noticed. As you can see here, keeping quiet, yeah. So in a way, it's like kind of like having a hostage situation where they take over the ship and, you know, going in smoothly, and or it could be like the Trojan's horse in a way, looking safe on the outside but hiding danger inside. And then you see Suletta here is getting a lot more like isolation vibes because she's like, oh, there's no lunch for me, right? But everyone else doesn't notice because they're all busy eating, and she's like, am I just being excluded from everyone? You realize that the extra lunch is actually taken by this lady by accident. But then you find Suletta in the bathrooms because she's not feeling good from all this like self-imposed belief that everyone is isolating her. And then Ariel is in hatch 3, which is important because we got to know where it is. And then Nika is saying to Miorine, is like, are you both fighting or something? You should just talk with her. And Miorine's like, I didn't do anything wrong. And then Nika's like, not everyone's like you. So, like, you know, like, it's hard for me to say what she means either, because I didn't really understand it. But more like, maybe not everyone is as proud or as knowledgeable as you. So sometimes you have to do things yourself, or you have to find ways to support other people when they're feeling down, kind of thing. And then you see the Turk, Guel's father, talking to Delling about the Gundam case, saying that some guy's going to crush the company, is going to help him. And then Delling's like, you should worry about your son because you don't know where he is. Let me see. He has yet to be found. So that pretty much means that we only knew before that Guel's brother and then one of the people from his house, the girl from the school, didn't know where he was. And now we got confirmed that his father doesn't know where he is either. So that sort of rules out the idea that Guel's father was the one who sent him out to this obscure place. But instead, Guel going on his own to go to the obscure place in order to, I guess, not really, I don't know whether he's running away, but he's just trying to figure stuff out, I guess. But also, it does mean that his status is, like, unknown, which is important here, because nobody knows where he is, for the most part. Oh yeah, this part's also important. Guel's father's mentioning, some ex-soldier is butting in from the outside and claiming everything. And he's 100% referring to Delling. So it shows that Delling has some sort of military background. And also is extremely competent as a person, as a way that somehow, through his efforts, Delling became the head of the group compared to the other 3 houses, right? So you wonder how that happened. Whether it's through his marriage with Mirei's mother, or something behind the scenes going on. It's hard to say. But this is definitely important because it shows that Delling is not who he seems to be. What is he? Let's see. And then the father says that running in, claiming everything, Jaturk. Stolen from you were oh, that's what Delling is saying. Then I'll steal it back. Better not complain, okay. And then you see here is where that flash of light is the tracking. So Guel's father was putting the tracker on, so on the bodyguard, so let's see, so Shadiq would know where Delling's groups are. Delling's bodyguards are. And the other guy says they're going to start in 2 hours so that, what's his name? Guel's father can get off safely. And then that guy's just a jerk. And instead, looks like Shadiq is acting independent. He says, instead of waiting 2 hours, we're just going to get started anyway. So he's definitely being a bit more impulsive in comparison. It looks like Sophie really admires Suletta, but in a way it's kind of, it could be seen as an obsessive fascination. Or it could just mean admiration, just simple admiration too, so something, it could be interpreted different ways. Oh yeah, this part I didn't know. So there's this important scene. There's like something with this other ship. I don't know whose ship it is though. Some sort of purple suit. Maybe these are Grassley people. So you have this guy. I don't even know who he is. He seems important though, which is why they have the scene with him. So he has something called a Dominicus, which is like some sort of mobile suit. He used to be a soldier or something like that. What is it? Captain? ID on course to the moon. So it looks like it's some sort of patrol ship. Worm blood. And he's like, there's something going on. Why is it there? Or he could even be a Delling, maybe someone under Delling. It's hard to say. And they're like, oh, where is Suletta? We don't know. She's probably with the Ariel. And Mio's like, these guys are useless. Where did she go? And then we get this scene with Prospera and Belmeria, who is, works with the Pale Group. And she said, came here to find the Ariel. Nice that gun medical has come in reality with the Gundam, and it's because of Suletta and her friends. My daughter does me proud, right? I noticed this part specifically it may be easily overlooked, but Lady Prospera is very, very monotone sometimes when speaking about Suletta specifically. It's kind of strange, right? Where she definitely, I'll point out later, but she doesn't seem to care as much about Suletta as she actually believes, I guess. As others believe. So, in a way, she actually may see as Suletta as being disposable more than anyone else. And I think Belmeria realizes that she's like, that's a bit odd here. So why is she saying that? So whether she actually does anything, we don't know. And then you see Suletta is, informing her mom that she's, there and she's safe and everything. He's saying, are you anything wrong? And, Prospera is just helping her daughter out because she's not feeling good. And Suletta's like telling her a lot where she says like, oh, I'm not actually friends with anyone. I'm just believed everything was wrong. They don't need me and everything. So in a way, she's sort of catastrophizing. She's believing like the whole world is against her. Think about how they see me. Everything I thought was fun, things I enjoyed, they all turn against. So like it's all like she doesn't believe in them anymore, and she's instead incredibly scared. And then she says, oh, Ariel and Mom are here, let's go. And then you see her tone slightly changes, right? Where she perks up because of the Ariel. She's like, I'm gonna go, but also because her mom's there, so it's like 2 in 1. And then you see Miorine is barging in. This scene's really funny. It's like, I don't want to talk with you, sorry. It's like, what are you doing sulking inside? It's probably the one of the most energetic like animations we've had the whole season. Very much in line with them. Have a chase scene. And Mio's like, just say something to me. And then Suletta's like, nah, not gonna say anything. Also, this scene also shows that Suletta is just really, really athletic. That Miorine, who isn't as much, is not able to keep up that well. And then Mira grabs her, is like, oh, gotcha. And then also what's important here is that besides confiding in her mother, right, about all her worries, she trusts Miorine enough to confide in her too. Also because Miorine is like asking her like what's up and everything, but that's important because it shows that we to be in and can use me as a shield. And it's pretty much her believing, oh, you're only using me in the end. I'm just something to be used and then thrown away later. Couldn't eat chicken over rice. I had no courage to say there are no lunches left. That's how it is. Like, I should have never come here. And then Miorine is like, you know, you gotta move forward. You gotta be strong, right? And so, you know, says that, oh, I'm just doing that in order to push myself when I feel scared. And she's like, you'll never understand. And then what's important here is that they're able to communicate finally after they've been kind of going back and forth for a while. Mostly Suletta on Suletta's side, but still. And then Miorine is like, I wanted to run away too. I wanted to go to Earth. I wanted to do a lot of things. And instead, now she has to run a company. She has to listen to her father, and then she has to bend her pride. It's like, you don't get it either. Don't you see I'm happy like this? It's because of you I don't have to run away anymore. So don't run. So yeah, so that's important. This part's important because it shows that, oh, like, we both didn't understand each other, but I'll still rely on you. And I'll prove that I'll rely on you. So you better not run away. You better face things for it. And you got to say something. Instead, move forward. You'll do it. And then, please rely on me. Yeah. So that's important. So they finally reconcile. Stay by my side forever. Don't lose any duel. Clean my room. Because I'm your groom. And then you see that they start the Earthian mercenaries then start the operation using the Jeturk old suits. Permit code ID, and like, oh, and then they realize they're getting attacked, and then they have the comm jammers out in the open, and then you see that Sophie and Norea are both both launched in order to start the operation. And then Suletta also finally is able to give Miorine the really cute keychain. See right there. It's really cute. You can see he finally gave it to her. She's really fond of it too, so shows that she's grateful for it. And then they notice that they're getting attacked because there's some sort of emergency going on. Are you sure about this? You know that Miorine is there? If luck is with her, she'll survive. Man, this Shadiq. And he's like, oh, we're only targeting Delling. If Miorine is lucky, you know, she'll live, you know, and it does show that Shadiq, in the end, is a ruthless person who will do practically anything to achieve his goals. Even if it means that he has to step over the person he used to like anyway. So it's like, oh, man, this guy. I don't know. He's like truly... I don't know. It's hard to say whether it's because of faith or because he's like, oh, if she's dead, oh, whatever. That happened, I guess. Then they're under attack. Oh yeah, this also part's kind of creepy, where Lady Prospera is like, don't worry, I won't leave you behind. You can see when in this part, Lady Prospera's voice is a lot more softer, as if she really cares more about the Ariel than Suletta. And then you're like, oh gosh, what the heck is gonna happen now? Like it does prove that in a way Prospera is only using Suletta and only wants to promote the safety of Ariel because of, you know, the ongoing theory possibly that Ari is in the Ariel, you know. And then you can see also, I feel like the Ariel also got some sort of upgrade. I don't know what it is in because it looks slightly different than before. Then we have the fight scene where they pretty much are trying to, where Sophie is carving out the C block with the Gundam. Even though they only had killed Delling, they may also want the Gundam too. And then Jeturk's father cuts in saying, oop. And then he says here that Shadiq betrayed me, which is not wrong because he started things in advance, even when Duturk couldn't, get himself to safety quite yet. Prime diversion, and I see Sophie's going a little wild here. Miorine is stuck behind a wall. She behind this barricade because they had to close it with all the damage and everything. And she's like, what the heck am I supposed to do? And then you see that in this moment, Suletta senses the other Gundams because she has the new type resonance, or Gundam resonance is what they call it instead. And then after Suletta realizes that Sophie is there with the Gundam through her new type resonance, then we see Sophie come into the screen with her mobile suit. And then Sophie notices that she's there and is like, what the heck? Oh, my idol is there, who is Suletta Mercury. It looks like I got to meet you already, kind of thing. And it's like, nice to meet you. And she says, I am Sophie Pulone, a witch from Earth. So then she introduces herself. So yeah, and then the episode ends there. So yeah, we get a lot of interesting development here with pretty much, what's the word? So pretty much Suletta is able to reconcile with Miorine. And then we get the Earthian witches coming into play and trying to kill Delling. And also maybe get the Ariel too, question mark. And then we get the whole thing with that ship from a different fleet. I didn't know what it was, who that was, or where he was from. And then we get later Prospera's thing with the Project Zero, which nobody knows what it is either. So mostly like a bit of setup and low-key developments, and then a little bit of fighting a little bit at the end, but it's not against mobile suits. It's more like attacking plant Quattros. So yeah. And then at the very end, we get the title screen with the episode, which is called Keep Marching On Instead of Running Off. So this definitely references Suletta's motto of, if you fight something head on, you get two. If you run away, you get one. So in here, it could refer to Suletta deciding to not run away this time around, because she has a lot of things to protect. She has to protect the company, she has to protect Miorine, she has to protect her friends, and also protect her mother and Ariel. So most likely Suletta will be piloting the Ariel, but also could mean a lot of things going up in the air. For example, if Sophie goes like crazy, right, could mean that a lot of people are going to die who nobody expected will. And yeah, it could just mean a whole shake-up for the final episode of this season. So yeah. And also keep in mind that next week we will not be getting episode 12. It will be the week after. So because of the Japanese New Year's. So yeah. So please look forward to the final episode on approximately January 8th. So yeah. Hope everyone has a good rest of your day. And also enjoy Christmas. Take care.